know about a Digimon game for which I was there when it was delayed, and when it was finally released, then of course I didn't get it, and heard about some kind of controversy, or I think that it was misadvertised or something like that. Of course it is Digimon Survive. It is a visual novel mixed with tactical gameplay. And for some reason I thought Digimon fans thought it is a first Digimon game that is tactical gameplay. But that's wrong. I all made videos on Digimon tactical games. I guess those weren't released globally, or as close to it. So Digimon Survive was the first Digimon game that is tactical gameplay released globally. And even though it is a visual novel, I only read one ending, mainly because of tactical gameplay blog. I think basically this game is conflicting gameplay decisions, but more about it later in the video. Digimon Survive was developed by id and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Windows and Xbox One.
これここじゃない？
落石事故が起きており、警察や消防では地域に警戒を促しています。
ここは一体。
I guess there is prologue before a prologue. I'd assumed players like prologues that say included prologue before a prologue. Well, I will be combining both prologues into one. The game starts with two kids playing something, then some monsters protect them by fighting for try to catch those kids, which is a tactical gameplay tutorial. After it, because monsters can't win, then kids get split up, one of which gets dragged by multiple ends, the other gets sucked into a portal or something like that. Then it changes perspective to different characters, which is an animated screen, like some getting ready for a school trip and others dealing with their own situation. And after it, the player starts following the perspective or play as of one character who went on a school trip, Takuma. While trying to go to the shrine, the path got blocked by police because a landslide happened on the path. Then, while thinking what to do, a local person shares about game monogamy legend and leads a different group to Sacred Shrine, or to Agnos Shrine. Then Takuma's group follows them to try to make that group return to the school, where they were staying for a school trip. When Takuma's group found a tunnel, an older student finds them and says they need to go back to the school. After explaining the situation, the older student joined in the search. While that happened, another local appeared searching for his sister, and with it he joined the group. After exiting the tunnel, the group noticed something weird happening, and while exploring a shrine, an old guy finds them in the shrine, saying that the shrine is off limits, but updated that there are people wanting to learn about the legend. Of course, Takuma's group explains the situations, and the old guy understood it. While trying to search for others, then something attacks the ground, and then everybody faints. Or something bad happens. After it, everybody was split apart, and then each made except the old guy with a game monogamy for turned out to be their partner. And with that they noticed that something weird happens, like a different path going back to the school, and then noticing there are no people. And here until by reaching the school, there were battles against different Kemonokami. And at first the goal is fighting others while also surviving. And after it, the overall goal is figuring out the situations and getting back to the own, by also trying to survive not just Digimon himself but also others in the group. And yeah, this game calls Digimon is Kemonokami in the story, even though the game is called Digimon Survive. No mentions of Digimon in the story. Well, at least in the road that I got. But from a little checking about other roads, I didn't see if Digimon was mentioned in the story dialogue. Because it is a visual novel, then getting one ending and skimming through the rest of the endings might not represent the full experience, so I might not fall into a the story to share my thoughts about it. But because it is a conflicting decision, I gave up on getting the true ending. Anyways, from what I get, the story is interesting enough that I want to know the other endings, but not enough that I want to slog through tactical gameplay, even on very easy difficulty. So at least I'm making a video before getting other endings, if I'll forget other endings. Well, there was some character development, if there was in the first place, that I didn't like, but of course it varies by road for my get unlikable character development. Well, that's at least for some characters. For others, the unlikable character development might happen in all roads, but I'm not sure about it when I only get one ending. Still, I will talk later why I only get one ending, but before that I need to share about the conflicting gameplay I face. For a visual novel, it isn't just reading the story and choosing choices when the game prompts you to do so. There's more than that. For choices by selecting ratios, you can increase specific characters' affinity, and with enough affinity, they make life, well, that may vary by character. If affinity affects survivability for said character, and also what ending you get plays into that. There are two more things to do in visual novel gameplay: explorations and free actions. Both more or less are the same, but in explorations you need to interact with exclamation mark to progress the story. In free action is spending all of your free actions moves. In both there can be choices that might increase a character's affinity, even if you didn't go for the exclamation mark in exploration mode. In both you can use a camera to find secrets, like items for Bala or Digimon or something else. But in exploration mode the camera may be needed to easy to progress the story. For both of these modes there is an option for free Bala to level up your Digimon or try to recruit full Digimon to join you. It is by selecting the right answers and out that save will join you. Well, you can restart the battle to try again to invade the Digimon. But then your Digimon won't get experience, or just get an item from the Digimon. Now about the second gameplay, tactical gameplay. Well, I guess more correctly to say it is a tactical role-playing game. But I am too lazy to say it, and I was too lazy to write in the script. And it doesn't feel right for me for this game. Only, how can I explain it? I guess before battle, for a space battle, you can select which of your Digimon will be in battle. That includes both partner and free Digimon. In some instances, partner Digimon might not be selectable, so you will need to use free Digimon from free battles. Then you can choose to balance on very easy, normal, art or very hard difficulty. Then when it is your turn, then you can do actions. You can do in whatever order between moving and attacking, or using items, or other stuff that doesn't share us. Attacking and using an item counts as the same action, so you can do only one from them. Moving is selecting where you want Digimon to be, and attacking or using an item is if your Digimon is near enough for its by move to other Digimon, then you can attack or use the item. But that's not all. If you didn't attack or use an item and end the turn, then the Digimon is guarding automatically, only the front. So that means Digimon can attack even from side or back, which harder than when the attack is from the front even without guarding. Now about evolutions. Partner Digimon is a unlocked form, then they can evolve only in battle, only once per turn, and even they can devolve. And there can be different lines, but each lines cross each other, but it varies by the Digimon. So it isn't a lot of lines, but for this game it is fine. For free Digimon, you need to use an item to evolve them, and only outside of battle. But they can't devolve. I guess that is more or less about the gameplay. And I guess to share drugs about the gameplay, I needed to share problems about them. Well, both gameplays on their own called for, but not together.
私の番だね。
Sure is a visual novel. It includes the option to skip the red text if the player wants to reach a different ending, like draw ending for example, but the game still forces you to select the tactical gameplay. That's the reason why gameplay conflicts with each other in my opinion. That is even true on very easy difficulty. There should also be an option to skip the battle if the battle was already done in a different route. Okay, sure, there is an auto battle option, which makes the gameplay by itself, but it isn't same as skipping the battle. Well, okay, I eventually get it out. Well, before writing the script, but I assume that isn't skipping the battle. So it still will be ways to set them, and when I check it, then of course that is true. Like the game can't figure out if it wants to be either visual novel or a tactical game. If it wanted to be a visual novel, then there should be a function to skip power after reaching one ending, or not having as much balance as it is. Or if it wanted to be tactical gameplay, then there should be a different way to progress the story, maybe like any other role-playing game. So yeah, mixing both gameplay styles isn't the best experience for either genres. Visual novels once will be annoying, just like tactical gameplay, even on very easy difficulty. Tactical gameplay fans will get tired trying to reach balance, or just skip all the text to mix the story to experience battles. So yeah, including both gameplays lowers the enjoyment of the game. Because most of the game is visual novel, then the dialogue should be important. That localizing should be at least decent, but that isn't the case. Localization isn't good for the visual novel. There's no patch to have better localizations. I only searched for a patch when I was already in the middle of playthrough. Well, early in playthrough. But it wasn't on the VNDP list. And of course, I searched only VNDP. In this instance, the localization spells the name earlier than it should have been by the player. In Japanese, the character calls for sister, but in localizations, its name is revealed. Then again, there is an intro screen with all of the character's name, which I'm not sure if in Japanese edition or version of the game shows this character's name or not. By the way, the audio is only in Japanese. Then there can be found word in Japanese, while in localization it is a sentence or vice versa. In the story, characters randomly use both evolution types, like even thick evolutions. Even when the story isn't let Digimon is Digimon, but collect them as Digimon no Kami. Of course, misgendering happens here, even though characters will have no gender. Come on, for a visual novel, misgendering shouldn't happen. Maybe here and there is mistake, but it didn't feel like that. It happened like too much to be mistyped. Then in localization, there is a from character talking, or even an internet monologue while a different character talks in Japanese. And with it, there can be different topics between Japanese audio and localization. In some instances, the choice go in a different direction from what I thought when I selected the choice. So here and there is a blind guess if the choice is about the same topic as I thought it would be or not. Default phone ballots might drown voice audio, so you might need to increase voice audio and maybe lower other audio. It reaches a point where without lowering the difficulty, I might have been soft or even hard locked, so after that point I continued playing the game on very easy difficulty. When reaching a point for a branching point, there is a pop-up and prompts you to save the game, but then there isn't a save locking feature, so I accidentally overwrote the save file. Some glitches I encountered where the voice audio didn't play out, and mounts of all sprites on screen were animated. Well, the mount part only once. In boss battles, there can be more than just the boss enemy. Chapters are called parts in this game. In some instances, there can be some scares or at least some creepy stuff. Of course, for different gameplay, there is a different art style. Under Impala, the threat text continues to be skipped, or even in between balls. Loud or edgy font service is only implied from the text. At least what I encountered, which was only fun. The female character was changing, and Digimon accidentally stumbling on it, and Abba is looking at it changing. So, no spray change in that situation. Yeah, I can't recommend this for either fans of a genre, or even Digimon fans. Actually, I'm not even sure about what are fans about games. Maybe they could get more enjoyment from this game, but after some time, they may get bored not from either genre. But of course, you can check it out by yourself if you like or not the game. For me, the story was interesting, but not interesting enough to slug through the same puzzles and trying to get other endings. Because the conflicting gameplay lowered the game's enjoyment. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like the video, subscribe and comment. See you next time.